Hello YouTubers, and hello again. Right, this is going to be an interesting one today. We're going to talk about ferry crossings. Now, I know it's not everyone's bag, and probably many of you have done it, but not everybody has, and it can be quite daunting. I know the first time I got on a ferry on a bike, I was like, oh, what's going to happen, what to expect? And it's alright, to be honest. I mean, my experience the first time was interesting, but that was more because I travelled all the way down there. Only then, when I arrived, to find out that my ferry had been cancelled due to French strikes. Good old French. And then they had the cheek to tell me, if you want to ride all the way to Poole, that was like 50, 60 or even maybe further away, I could have the pleasure of catching the ferry then, if I can make it, or I can wait until the afternoon. So I had the joys of sitting around at the ferry port for basically all morning, but took a walk out and got a Morrison's breakfast, and chilled until we could get on the ferry. But anyway, jumping on the ferry, the important thing. So you turn up to the ferry port, you've got to think about which country you go into and the rules, and an example, these might have changed, but when you go into France, you need to have a high vis for how many people you're on the bike. So if there's two of you, you and your pillion, then you need two high vis jackets. You need an alcohol tester. You can buy these online, you can buy these from Health Foods, you can buy these Amazon, blah blah blah. You need an alcohol tester, and they're only a few quid. And basically, if the police pull you over, they don't provide theirs, you've got to provide yours, and you've got to be able to blow into it and prove that you've had no alcohol. And in France, they are massively strict. So basically, don't have a drink and drive. They say that, but how many of them do you see at a petrol station in the restaurant bit sipping a glass of wine before they go off? But anyway, so basically you've got to remember that. So my idea would be ride all day, get to your destination, and then have your beer. What else do you need? And think about your lights as well, because here in the UK, if you're riding opposite side of the road, you've got to put a little sticker over them, and you can do this by using a little bit of electrical tape or duct tape, but you can buy a sticker, and you can buy all this stuff on the ferry as well. So if you haven't got it and you're just about to go and you don't know where to get it from, buy it on the ferry. And don't forget your GB sticker or GB on your number plate, because you need that as well. And all these France at the very least, and many other countries, especially within Europe, they will pull you over and they will give you an on-the-spot fine. And if you don't pay it, they will take you to their local prison version style thing, or village, where you have to speak to the mayor and agree another price and get bailed out. And that's your entire sort of day ruined. So that's important. So anyway, you go through, you get to passport control, you hand over your passport, everything's good. You might get checked. That happened to me when you go through like the security. They pull you in, they want to look in your back box, they want you to put your jacket and stuff onto their little thing where it flies through, like you get in any airport, and they will they might want to search you. Once that's all done, it's all good. Then you go around into what basically is a massive strip of almost lines of painted car parking spaces, where you join your line and you sit in a queue and you wait for your wait to be boarded. Some guy walks along, he'll give you a sticker or something you're supposed to hang on your bike, that's virtually impossible. But anyway, you put that on there and it confirms that you're supposed to be going on that ferry. You, when they eventually call you on, you go up the ramp. The last bit of the ramp, just to let you know, obviously can be a bit slippy, so take it easy, you're not in no rush. When you get onto the ferry, they will direct you to your space. Now, the space could be a pull-in space or a longer strip of cars. Ideally, what they like you to do is put it on your centre stand, and that's not always possible because you don't always have a centre stand, or you've got luggage up and you find that really hard to do. But if you can, centre stand. The reason why is it is as secure as it's going to get. If not, side stand. What particularly the time I went away on the Bonneville, I only got a side stand. Side stand down, they come along, you don't have to do this. Some ferry companies you might do, but I've not experienced it so far. They come along, they put on like a little cushion, and they put on a strap and they strap it down. You wave goodbye to your bike, you cross your fingers again, oh, please don't fall over and get broken. You go on board the ferry, and you do your little cruise, you get your food. You come back to your bike, and normally when you've come back they've unstrapped it, sometimes they're undoing it at the time, and it's there, it's untouched, it's unbroken, it survived, and you jump on your bike, off you go. And then you have the most amazing time abroad, and the same thing. Now, again, different rules, different countries, but majority, that is what happens. It's nothing to panic about. Once you've done it once and you've got over it, you get a bug for it and you go, where can I go next? Which country can I visit next? And that's crossing a ferry. Quite simple, quite short. Hope that was helpful for anybody doing it for the first time. As I always say, subscribe and like the page. Give me a thumbs up. Stick a comment on there if you really enjoyed it and you did find it helpful. It's much appreciated. And I'd like to wish you a good day and goodbye. See ya.